will now call the August 18th, 2026 board meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. Read the mission and vision statement. Our mission statement is we create opportunities for growth and success. Vision statement, inspiring learners to thrive in an ever-changing world. Roll call of the Board of Education. Trustee Contreras.
Present.
Trustee Mejia.
Present.
Myself, Trustee LaFarga, present. I believe our Trustee Saavedra and Trustee Perez are on their way to join us and will join us in the meeting in progress. Item 2, public comments on closed session items. Do we have any public comments? We do not. Before we adjourn to closed session, I'd like to read the topics that may be addressed in closed session. Item 4A, student discipline pursuant to Education Code 35146-48918. Item 4B, public employee discipline dismissal release pursuant to Government Code 54957. Item 4C, conference with labor negotiations pursuant to Subdivision A of Government Code 54957.6. Item 4D, public employee employment pursuant to Government Code 54957. Item 4E, conference with legal counsel, anticipated existing litigation pursuant to Subdivisions A through C of Government Code 54956.9. And item 4F, public employee performance evaluation pursuant to Government Code 54957. At this time, we will convene to closed session. everyone. We really appreciate it and welcome. We now reconvene to open session at 6:47 p.m. At this time, we'd like to do a roll call of members of the Administrative Cabinet. Superintendent?
Mark Matthews.
Present.
Dean Cochran.
Present.
Jasmine Chavez Diaz.
Present.
And Isela Castañon.
Thank you very much. Trustee Perez, do you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you very much, Trustee Perez. Item 6, adoption of the agenda. Approve the agenda for the regular Board of Education meeting of August 18th, 2026. Do we have any amendments?
Yes, we do. Do you want me to read them? Go ahead.
On the consent agenda, item 16F1, 3E, insert the effective name Renault Oscar and Chelsea Colbert, and the effective date is 8/18/26. On item 16F2, 1A, pull the last coach, Lynn Tyrell, varsity boys wrestling. There was a duplicate that was already listed. There is no change to the number of coaches listed.
And item 16B2, please pull the item.
Thank you. Are there any additional amendments? No. Thank you very much. We'll now take a, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you very much. Okay. Do we have item 7, anything to report out from closed session, Superintendent?
Yes, thank you. We convened into closed session with closed session discussions commencing at 5:33 p.m. The following persons were present: President Lafarga, Vice President Mejia, Clerk Saavedra, members Contreras and Perez, Mr. Matthews, Ms. Copado, and myself. And I think we had Dr. Frutos. Item A was not discussed. Item B was not discussed. As to item C, Dr. Frutos joined closed session, at 5:41 p.m. Members of the board were provided with a briefing and update. No reportable final action was taken. Item D was not discussed, and as to item E, members of the board were provided with briefings and updates. No reportable final action was taken. Item F was not discussed. Closed session discussions concluded at 6:43 p.m.
Thank you very much, Superintendent. Before we begin our awards and recognition, which I know most of you are here for that, I'd like to give our Chief of Police, Chief Gomez, an opportunity to introduce our new deputy that will be supporting us from our Sheriff's Department at our schools. He didn't know he was going to do this, so I see his face. But we're going to take advantage that we have folks here. Yes.
So, my esteemed colleague here, Deputy Jesus Bernal, been with the Sheriff's Department for...
I don't need it, do I?
No, please talk. Yeah.
Oh,
For the live stream, yes.
He's been with the Sheriff's Department for 10 years now. He worked a long time at Twin Towers. Transferred to Pico Rivera, excelled through his FTO, his field training officer phase, and we're gracious enough to have him. This past week, I got to know Deputy Bernal really good. We have something in common. Our daughters play softball. Really good guy. He's already fitting in. He's been around the community for the whole week, nonstop. Been predominantly at the high school, getting to know the kids, getting to know the area. That's pretty much all I got to say about Deputy Bernal here. So Jesus Bernal, our new school resource deputy.
Just like the chief said, I'm here. Everyone has welcomed me, so thank you, everybody. It's been a very warm welcome, chief and staff as well. So I'm just looking forward to this, having a good school year. I'm gonna try to get involved in as much as I can. Like I was telling the chief earlier, like I'm not just here just to sit around and do anything. If I can get involved in anything, I will. So please, just anything you guys need. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Deputy Bernal. Thank you for joining us today in our meeting and give you an official welcome, and we look forward to working with you as a board and as a district to keep our students safe and our campuses safe. So thank you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on to awards and recognition. Item 8A, recognition of students, participants in the Chicano Latino Youth Leadership Project 2026 Statewide Leadership Conference. Ms. Chavez-Diaz, I believe you're introducing the students.
Good evening, school board, community, and superintendent. It is our privilege to introduce our students who recently were selected to participate in the Chicano Latino Youth Leadership Project, Vianney Lafarga and Leslie Segovia. CLYLP empowers high school students across California by strengthening their leadership potential, deepening their knowledge of civic engagement, and guiding them towards higher education and professional pathways. To be chosen for this program is a clear reflection of these students' academic drive, civic awareness, and leadership potential. We're incredibly proud of how they represented El Rancho Unified School District.
So if they can come up. We do have a certificate for you, but I'd like for you to go to the podium, both of you, to put you on the spot. And tell us about your experience briefly and your biggest takeaway from the statewide conference that you participated in.
Participating in CLYLP was honestly one of the greatest honors I had. Applying, I didn't really think I was going to get in just because I didn't know how competitive it was. And I appreciate Mr. Picon, our Dean of Students, who is here today, for allowing us to, just giving us his support in helping us apply. When we got to Sacramento, I was really nervous dorming in obviously a college campus. I've never been there before, and being so far away from home for a week was really scary for me, but I think it helped me grow out of my shell and realize that in the career I want to pursue, I can also pursue advocacy within it, and being able to have a trip paid for that we got to experience being among people that look like us, that have the same communities as us, Chicanos, Hispanics, that being like Chicano was something to be proud about, not something to hide, and being able to go to the Capitol and see the Senate floor and get to experience how bills are passed kind of got me a little bit more insight into politics, because that's something I've never really been interested in, but I know that it's something that my dad is interested in, so it's really cool to see how his job here works, and also see how I can input that into my future. And I really appreciate everything that CLYLP has done for me and the people that it has led me to meet. I also met the future governor, Javier Becerra, when I was there.
Fancy.
Good afternoon. As well as Vianney, I had the privilege and honor, the opportunity to go to this program. Just like her, I didn't know what I was getting myself into when applying, but I'm really glad I did, and I really thank our Dean, Mr. Picon, for giving me the opportunity, because I was able to put myself out there. We did have one specific day where we went to the Capitol, and we were touring the Capitol. It was so much fun, took so many pictures, but I also kind of got myself out of my shell and put myself out there, because we were running a mock trial, and I decided to just put myself out there and campaign for a majority leader, and I was selected amongst many other candidates, and it was such a great opportunity for me to, have that courage and put myself up there. So again, I thank Mr. Picon for giving me that opportunity.
Thank you. Where's Mr. Picon? He's hiding, right? Oh, and I'm sorry, her name? Miss Stephanie? Oh, Centeno Tapia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity to our students. I know it's not a district-sponsored event, but I think just giving the opportunity to experience programs like these, whether it's this summit or any other one, to go away, to learn, it's just super impactful. So I hope we can continue to recommend this to more students every year as we kind of move forward. So, and thank you both for sharing your story about your experience. And are there any board members that'd like to say anything before we present them with the certificate? Yes. Trustee Mejia?
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, and all I can say is Latina power. You guys
That's
are
right.
amazing. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Picon and Ms. Centeno Tapia, for living our mission of creating opportunities for growth and success.
Thank you, Trustee Mejia. Yes. Oh, absolutely, please. Come on up, we have time, it's a short agenda. We're good. Please, if you have prepared comments.
My first comment. Ms. Centeno, you want to join me? So these young ladies represent the best of the school, the best of the district, and the best of the community, so we're rightfully proud, and you guys should be rightfully proud of them as well. I know that they've got great things ahead of them, so thank you guys for recognizing them.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now it's pictures. Okay, all right, she will come up. All right. And she brings out a
I
picture.
initially came here as a coach in support of the new leaguing, but I just wanted to say I found out that Vianney and Leslie joined this conference, but my connection to that is my good mujer, my best friend, Dr. Luisa Ortega, plant mason. She's the director of Chicano Latino Youth Leadership Program. So we'll definitely make sure we have more girls, more guys too, going and attending. And without her work and everything she's doing, she's been making great strides with the program. So thank you, girls. These are the first of many that will be going for years to come. So thank you.
Awesome, thank you very much. So, we're gonna take a picture with you. If you guys come up. What? All right. Now we get to recognize our El Rancho High School 2025-2026 school year boys golf team. Dr. Goyanaga?
Good afternoon, board and cabinet. Thank you for having us here again. Before I introduce the golf team, I just have to say, like, Vianney and Leslie, you guys are amazing up here. The way you're speaking to a whole room, I was so impressed by that. And not only are they great leaders and attending these awesome conferences, they're also amazing athletes, cross country and flag and soccer. So I was just blown away by that right now. So I wanted to give them kudos for that. And with that being said, last year we had a great year of athletics at El Rancho, and we're building into that for this year. And part of that great story and great success was our boys golf team. They were able to do something that hadn't been done in over 20 years. And before I say too much, I want to introduce our coach, Casey May.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting us to this meeting. I just want to say we did have a great year. I've been golf coach for 21 years over here at El Rancho High School, and we did really well this year. The hard thing about it is we are in a league where we have country club kids and stuff like that. So it was really refreshing to see how El Rancho, and I kind of take it as like a blue collar approach. We have kids that started maybe their freshman year, maybe their sophomore, junior year, and really loved the game and really grew to really enjoy the passion and to be in the camaraderie with each other and all that. And it was a blessing. You know, I've had some good teams in the past, but this team, I will always remember, one of my favorite teams. They just really bonded together. And you know, I always tell my athletes, I go, you have 4 years in a lifetime to think about it. And the memories that you build, no one could ever take that away from you. And so golf is a lifelong sport, as everybody knows. And as time goes on, I know these guys, walking in and them seeing each other and seeing how happy they were and, you know, hugging and stuff, and because they haven't seen each other since the end of school is a blessing, you know, and that's what you live for. And so this golf team was basically, I want to say, the second or third team ever to go to CIF. And in the past, you know, the way CIF worked, I want to say probably right before COVID, they changed the format, and it was like you needed so many CIF qualifying scores. In my 21 years, probably the qualifying scores, we probably had like 5 or 6 out of all our teams, so it was really difficult to get in. So as time went on, they changed the format, and we golf really well, and it's a competitive league that we were in. We have Lucerna, Santa Fe, Cal High, Whittier, and we're always right in the middle, and we always battled with Cal High and Santa Fe. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Lucerna, out of the 21 years I coached, they took league like 17 years out of it. So a lot of people were fighting for that second place. But now going into a new league, excited about that to see how we pan out. I know Stephanie took over the girls program, and she's real excited for this year coming up. She has a real good shot at doing well. And so, you know, with a golf bay, I want to say the golf bay that we have at our high school really helped us last year, because we were able to get practice a lot more, because you're going to golf matches or going to the driving range. It costs money, and it's tough to get there every day. So with the golf bay, with the new facility over at El Rancho, I believe really helped us, you know. So but I'm really proud of these guys. I know that they're going to continue to be friends, and later on in life as adults, they're probably going to go golfing together and get to share those memories that, they built up in high school. So again, I want to thank you. I'm really proud of these guys. It's a big turnout. And I just wish nothing but the best in the future. A lot of them were seniors, and I just want to say a lot of them were two-sport athletes. Nice. We have guys that played football. We have guys that played water polo, basketball. And so for me, I love the multi-sport athletes. So I think, sharing athletes within the high school, and they just did a tremendous job. I'm really proud of them. And I want to thank you guys for recognizing them. So awesome. Thank you.
They want to come forward?
And I also like to recognize Coach May. He stepped down from coaching after 21 years, so I also want to thank him. He went out with a bang last year, so great job. And I know the boys are here, so if you guys want to come up and take some pictures. Would any of you would like to speak by any chance?
No? All
All right.
Please come up to the podium so we can say a few words. All right, I have one question. Who can hit it the farthest? Huh? Oh, okay. All right. That's always a part of the competition, but 310. Oh, wow. Okay, that's because you're young and strong. You have I don't know, Trustee Perez, do you golf? All right. You have 4 aspiring golfers here that play when we can and play recreational. We're by no means any good because only the professionals are really good, and you guys are really good. But we want to thank you for embracing the game and representing the district and the high school at such a high level. That's awesome. That's awesome. And it doesn't matter what our circumstances are. You guys took it, performed, and excelled. So that's something to be proud of. And I think your coach mentioned that this is a lifelong game. It really is. And it's not just a game you can play forever, but whatever career you choose, it's going to help you in your career. It's about networking. It's about making friends. It's about doing all those things, cutting deals on the course, as they say. Really embrace it. I mean, if think about it as a long-term proposition for you guys in terms of just staying active in that sport, because it does have a lot of opportunities for you as a person, as a professional. And I'm sure, Coach, you know that. And so we're just super proud of you. So keep at it, and hopefully with this year coming up, you guys kind of keep taking us to new heights. So congratulations. So we'd love to go around and take a picture with you guys if you guys don't.
Maybe they go behind you guys and
Oh,
you can stay.
sure.
So that
You
we can
tell us.
get more.
You
Yeah.
tell us.
So guys, can you guys walk behind the? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they are tall, right?
They're really tall.
They'll be late. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. 310. Is that on video?
Hey, let's open up our certificates too. All right? Yeah, perfect. I got them all in. Beautiful. All right, 3, 2, 1. Smile. Smile. Dr. Porter, do you want to get into?
Salud, salud.
Small. Sorry, get in. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Everyone's in. Beautiful. I got it. Transparency, honey.
You're good. Thank you, guys. Congrats. Congrats. Great job. Let's play around. All right. All right. All right. We're going to play around together. Just so he can outdrive me by 50. No betting. No betting. No. Thank you, everyone. Yes. And yes, enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye, bye, bye. We all go out, yeah? We should have them at the tournament.
Do it.
Dodgeball.
I'm still waiting for that pickleball invitation when the staff does it. We could play pickleball. Yeah. Oh, that's what I just asked. I said, Sue. Sorry, I'm still waiting for the invitation.
All right, thank you, everyone. We will now continue with our agenda. Item 9, public comments items on the agenda. Do we have any public comments?
None.
Thank you. Item 10, public comments items not on the agenda. Yellow
Yes.
cards.
Mr. Fernando Islas?
Thank you. He's right outside, I think. Okay. There he is. Mr. Islas, you have the floor. Yes.
Good evening, Pico Rivera. For those that don't know me, I am a parent of this district and a Marine Corps veteran. I came to check in and welcome the new school year. I also wanted to come in and publicly thank Mr. Picon for his extensive commitment to this district and our students. I cannot even begin to explain how thankful I am for him. Since the beginning of the school year, I have received 2 phone calls from him to check up on my child and how they're doing. Obviously, this couldn't have happened without Dr. Kelson, as she is the one that helped facilitate this relationship. I also wanted to say that I hope you have put AC in those school cafeterias the way I have come in here and spoken to you about in the past. Today's high was 94 degrees. And now I will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of a country that cannot stop unaliving children in the Middle East, brown children at that, like the ones we serve here in this district, and to ICE, who continues to terrorize families of color, under God, which I'm sure condones these actions, indivisible and justice only if you're white. As 9/11 approaches, I highly encourage you to refrain from having and posting to your social media a memorial event to continue to propagandize our children. Unless you're going to have one of those memorials for the 20,000 kids this country just slaughtered in Palestine in the last 2.5 years. Also, the Pledge of Allegiance shouldn't be recited over the loudspeaker. You are continuing to brainwash our kids. Or I will come back in and recite my version of the Pledge of Allegiance again. Let me remind you, your council, who you're collaborating with on these upcoming elections and promoting on your social media, stood around and did nothing as these kids were being slaughtered like cattle. While other surrounding cities were passing resolutions condemning these actions. And as a matter of fact, Andrew went out and voiced his public support for Israel. The United States is co-conspirator in this genocide. Lastly, I want to say, Raza, do not send your kids to die for this country. They don't even want you here. They will use you to push their imperialism, but that's as far as they'll respect you. However, let's keep in mind that we are the rightful inhabitants of the Americas. We didn't come from another continent and cross an ocean to get here. We've been here. I know you guys are probably wondering the hypocrisy, like you're a Marine Corps veteran, you used to come in here in your dress blues. I just want to point out that I was really young. I was 18 when I joined the Marine Corps, and I vowed now, I promised to never wear that uniform again, as I don't like what it represents. Also, as you can see, I have Aaron Bushnell on my shirt. If you're not familiar with who Aaron Bushnell is, I highly encourage that you look into it. Thank you. Have a great evening. Pico Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. Islas. Any other comment cards? Thank you. Item 11, Labor Association reports. First, ERFT, Mr. Juventino Gutierrez.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Cabinet Board. Well, it's been a first week, been a busy week, but I'd like to thank Mr. Matthews, Mr. Cochran, Ms. Chavez, and Ms. Leal. They both answered questions for me right away that I had during the week, so thank you. I'm here with just 2 items that my membership would like me to convey. The first one is just clear communication as we shift payroll systems. This is something that comes up often. My members would like to see more clarification in the pay stubs, a lot more itemized sections, a more itemized pay stub. And I know we're shifting to a new system. Please communicate clearly to them. The second thing is the moderate to severe students at ARHS. The bathrooms were not there, were not ready. Ms. Leal responded to me right away. Thank you, and Mr. Cochran as well. Again, this is from Ms. Millet. She said I can use her name. Just to make sure that that we don't sit on this, that we push this. Our understanding as a union from talking to Ms. Millet is that there's 2 bathrooms needed, one for female, one for male, with at minimum 2 stalls and a changing table. We understand there are plans for new bathrooms, so we want to make sure that the union stays on top of this to help support those students. I'm a father of an individual with special needs, so I know how important that is. Okay? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gutierrez. CSEA, Mr. Alex Acosta, is he here? No? Do you know if he's outside? Sure. Okay. Okay, he is not here. Okay, we will move on to item 12, information items. A presentation on the Metro and Alliance Conference.
Yes, thank you. So this evening, El Rancho High School's athletic director, Dr. Guenaga, will present on the new Metro Alliance Conference, or MAC-12, created through CIF Southern Section's releaguing process. For the 26-27 El Rancho school year, El Rancho High School will compete in either the Metro or Alliance League, depending on the sport. Dr. Guenaga will share more about the league and what it means for El Rancho athletics. Oh, is it Kendall Guenaga is going to present? Sorry, the principal, Mr. Guenaga, is going to present.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity for us to be able to share the process that we've gone through over the last 2 years as we've gone through this releaguing, something that CIF does. So throughout the presentation, you'll hear a little bit about the history of releaguing through CIF. You'll understand a little bit about our process as we went through the last 2 years, and specifically last year as we met with the schools for the new league. So there's 12 schools within the new conference, the Metro Alliance Conference, or the MAC-12, as we are all calling it at this point. Join me this evening is Dr. Guenaga, who will be doing most of the presentation. We have Ms. April Leal, our Assistant Principal of Activities and Business, and we also have a couple of our coaches who will be speaking a little bit on what this process means for their teams as well. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes, so I just want to echo what Mr. Guenaga said. This was a process that was a long time coming, and it was extremely collaborative. We had to work with other schools who are in our area, not only in CIF Southern Section, but in our foothill area. And it was a process that took over 2 years, so we can get right into it. Go to the next slide. Yeah, so there's 2 phases to the releaguing process. We have the area placement phase, and we also have the local releaguing phase, and that was really where we spent the majority of the time the last 2 years. And as you can see with this extensive timeline, we started way back in September of 2024. We ran meetings all the way up until October of 2025, and then really this last school year that just went by, we spent that time with our new members of our new conference planning and coordinating a new constitution, a new calendar, a new schedule, looking at CIF data as it was happening in real time, all to formulate the league and conferences, the conference and the leagues that we have in place today.
There's a clicker underneath the podium there.
Perfect. There we go. And just to give you a little bit of context, CIF has had these changes in place for more than 10 years now. So in 2016, they went away with the traditional playoff system that many of us might be familiar with, that was based on school size and enrollment numbers. And they started and introduced the competitive equity model, where playoff divisions were introduced before the season, but you weren't necessarily slotted next to teams in your league. And then in 2024, another change came where these brackets were not introduced before the season, but actually after the season. So what CIF was hoping to accomplish with that was to truly reflect a team's ranking and skill level at the end of the year and pair them with other teams of similar levels. Sorry, Andrew, I keep looking towards you and I got the clicker. And so what that meant for us, what we saw, especially after coming back from COVID, looking at data from the last 5 years, is that under this new playoff system, a lot of our sports did very well in the CIF Southern Section playoffs, where historically that might have been a little bit more difficult to accomplish. You can see there we had 3 major programs make it to the CIF finals. We had our cheer team win CIF back-to-back, and we had many other programs, including baseball, golf, like we just said, make it to playoffs and actually make deep runs. The flip side of that is we had limited success in our league because when it came down to looking at the data, a lot of the teams in our league were actually being ranked and placed into these higher playoff divisions. So when we started to have the discussion and the process for re-leaguing, we wanted to create a conference that would align with this new CIF data. And what the data was showing us was that our students were obviously excelling more and having a bigger chance of success when they were competing against teams that were rated similar to them. So our goal in conferencing was to find local schools that had similar data points across most of our sports, and we were able to do just that. We believe that with the new conference, not only are we getting unique and more equitable leagues, but we're also going to have a greater opportunity for league success. And leagues still matter because that's how you qualify for playoffs directly. And this year going forward, when we compare it to maybe the last 10 years, every program that we're going to have at El Rancho has a legitimate chance of finishing in the top 3, if not in the top 2 in our new conference. And that's something that I'm really excited for. I think that it's not only going to create confidence in our programs and not only build on the culture that we already have in place, but I think it's going to create excitement in the community as we start to hang numbers on banners. And now we'll be able to line that up with the playoff success that we've already been having. To quickly review, these are the teams that the schools that we've partnered with. There's a combination of the Almont League that has 2 districts, the Montebello Unified School District and the Alhambra School District. So the schools there are, we also have the Mission Valley League, which are the schools from the El Monte community. So they're up there for you: Alhambra, Arroyo, Bell Gardens, El Monte, El Rancho, Marquepo, Montebello, Mountain View, Rosemead, San Gabriel Sur, and South El Monte. And the interesting or the great thing about this conference system is that it's going to give us a new sense of flexibility as we match teams based on their sport and their level of, I guess, success in the previous year. But really what it's going to do is bring together these 12 schools to create more competitive and equitable leagues. For most sports, we're going to have 2 leagues. Okay, the top league will be called the Metro League, and the bottom league will be called the Alliance League. And from year to year, we might see movement across those leagues based on that particular sport's performance. So even a sport who might be struggling, you might find them in the Alliance League, so they're kind of receiving the proper relief and kind of having that opportunity to reset that culture and kind of raise those standards for success. And for the majority of our sports, just based on our performance over the last 5 years or so, and especially last year, we are going to be competing in that top league, in the Metro League. We have a couple of sports that are kind of at a different place. They'll be in the Alliance League, but we also think that those sports are going to do very well competing in that bottom league as well. And our banners don't know a distinction between Metro League Championship and Alliance League Championship, so if they win a league, they're going to get a number up on their banner. So that's probably the biggest thing right there. And if you want a more detailed look at how every league for every sports breaks down, you can use the link that's there. It goes by season: fall, winter, spring. It can be a little bit overwhelming at first, but the more you look at it, and I think the more that we start to engage with it as a community, we'll start to become familiar with it. And I know that I'm very excited for our students, for our school. I think it syncs up perfectly with the new facilities that we have, and it's just an exciting time to be a Don right now. I'm hopeful for this year. I'm very excited for our coaches, our kids, and I hope that it can bring a positive change for our school. With that being said, I did ask a couple of our coaches to attend, and I wanted to reiterate to the sport and to the cabinet and obviously the community that at El Rancho we're working as a team. Our coaches believe in this, and first and foremost, our coaches are really out there on the front line, and they're the advocates for our kids, and they're the ones that are coaching them up day to day and living with every win and loss. So I think it's important that we hear from them as well. And with that being said, our head football coach, Adrian Medrano.
Thank you. Good evening, board members, district cabinet members. My name is Adrian Medrano. I'm the head football coach at El Rancho High School. If you were to get in a time machine from like 2010 and wake up today and see what's going on now, you go, what is going on? What the heck? There's a lot of change. That's a lot of change. But I think in order to understand the releaguing process, it's important to understand the vast changes that have taken place through the CIF, from our sport, from the CIF football system as well. Dr. Goyanaga touched on most of it, but when we were growing up, there would be 5 to 6 leagues to make up one football division. And what started to happen is you saw that a league like the Moore League, right, would have a school like Long Beach Poly, who is one of the top schools in the entire nation, right, and the members of that league would have to go and play Mater Dei in the first round of the playoffs, and you get a blowout, right? And the CIF member schools didn't like that system so much. Right? So then the system in 2016 changed, and it was changed based on previous year's data and success of specific teams and not league placement. So you would have teams in a specific league, but in different divisions. You still had automatic qualifiers because league play still mattered, right? But after a few years of that in football, you're seeing some teams get placed in lower divisions, and all of a sudden that school at a lower division would get about 15 transfers starting to get bussed over and things like that. And they'd roll through, the Division 14 football playoffs, win a CIF championship, and there wouldn't be a close game throughout that entire process. So it actually started in 2021 for football. This new competitive equity way of doing things led to the system where we have now, where you don't know what division you're placed in until the season's over, through a system called the highschoolratings.com, right, which is pretty much an algorithm that gives your data, and it ranks every single member of the CIF Southern Section, right, from Montebello all the way down to Trinity Classical Academy. Right, so it works from everyone, and you have that rating system. And what we've seen is that sometimes, given our schedule, right, it affects that. In 2021, we won a CIF championship in 2024, and we're very proud of that. We always will be very proud of that. Thank you. I'll say that, the first year of this system, in 2021, that might have been possibly the best team I've coached since I've been here. And we, and it was the first year that we had this data, and we were placed in a pretty high division. And I don't know if any of you guys went to this game, but we had a first-round draw against Lusinger. And we were actually, on paper, supposed to win that game. But we had Jim Harbaugh calling the office that week. We had the Dino Babers, who is the head coach at Syracuse, was on the sideline of our game that week. A lot of Division I schools, these big-time teams were coming to watch this game. And unfortunately, it wasn't to see our guys. It was to see the team that we were playing, right? And, that game was determined at birth, the outcome of that game. This new system, right, you hear a lot of this competitive equity, right, that word gets thrown around a lot. And I think part of the reason why we're in this new league is to be able to do that, right? Part of the way in which to make the playoffs is to be an automatic qualifier in a division. In the previous Del Rio League, which is a 5-team league, after the departure of Pioneer, there were only 2 automatic qualifiers in football. There were several years in which the third-place team was left out of the playoffs despite being very competitive and successful during the season. So being in a conference and league that is based on competitive data makes the most sense given this new playoff system. The term competitive equity is thrown around a lot by those highly involved in high school athletics. It's my belief that the best way to describe competitive equity is through the eye test. If you simply look at the athletes from one school from one to another, they have similar genetic makeup, similar demographics, similar socioeconomic backgrounds. We feel that the new Mac-12 is a very equitable league for us. For decades and decades, El Rancho's thrived on being the underdog. We relish that role and love being the tough, hard-nosed, hard-hitting kids from Pico. That stuff's still not going away. Right? We're still gonna have that. Our non-league schedule in football still greatly challenges us and pits us against some teams who are gonna pass that eye test a little bit more than us. This Friday's game against South Hills, just take a look at some of their linemen and some of the receivers that they have, and for those of you guys showing up to this game, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Right? So we're going to continue to uphold all those great traditions of El Rancho football and represent our school and community to the best of our ability in this new league as well. So we think that it's a you know, great challenge for us. We still have a lot of work cut out for us, and it is, you know, in the spirit of the competitive equity systems that are going on throughout CIF. And I do want to thank Dr. Goenaga and Mr. Goenaga for all of their tireless work throughout this process. They did a tremendous job in it, and you know, there's a whole lot of schools that were involved in it as well. You know, and to be able to have some of that, those discussions and those partnerships and things like that that were needed, it did a really bang-up job and a terrific job for that. And it's very, you know, exciting and humbling at the same time. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our softball coach, Coach Centeno.
Phew. Thank you. And golf. Thank you, Coach Medrano. So hello to everyone. Good evening. I'm Coach Stephanie Centeno Tapia. I am the girls golf coach. This is going to be my second season, and I'm also the girls softball coach as well. This is my second tenure out. I coached softball my first 5 years at El Rancho from 2007 to 2011. I took a break, had my boys, did that life for 11 years. I was in hiatus, and then when Dr. Goenaga and Mr. Goenaga came aboard, they asked me to come back out and coach softball again. So here I am entering my 6th season back coaching softball. So if I go back, like Adrian said, Coach Medrano, back to 2007, we've been a part of this Del Rio League. With softball, we've always played against really tough high school teams. Lucerna, Cal, Santa Fe, they've always been the top, not just in our league, not just in their division, but in all of Southern California. And every year I saw our Rancho girls get better. We hung. We made playoffs 2 or 3 times. Out of those years, we came in 3rd place. One year we came in 2nd place in 2009. But the last couple of years, we've always missed it by 1 or 2 games. And in order to make the playoffs, you can get in as a wild card, but you have to have a 500 record. Well, if you look at the teams that we play, we always play a tough schedule. So according to the power rankings, as Coach Medrano was discussing, it put us too high. And our power rankings didn't let us have a chance to make playoffs or to make CIF. And so we play teams that we beat. We whipped them by a large score. They would go make playoffs. And as an example, we played Irvine High School this past season in softball. We beat them. And then they turned around, they made, I think it was Division 6 or Division 7 playoffs, and they ended up winning CIF. And so they get a patch. So all these teams that we had beaten during the season are now making playoffs because their league is more equitable and aligned with them. So for me, it's super exciting that we're moving over to the MAC-12. We're going to be in the Metro League, which is the top league. We are highly competitive in that league. We have a shot to make to win league, which I want to see more championships on those banners, and we have a better shot at guaranteed making playoffs this year. As far as golf is concerned, okay, much like Coach May was saying, we faced schools like Lucerna, Cal, Whittier Christian came in. Our girls were competitive. We missed 3rd place by 1. I did have girls make finals for the first time, prelims and finals. I had 2 girls make all league. But again, we have girls that have never played before. We had hodgepodge clubs. We didn't even have the right clubs. We were just making sets for them and going out there and chipping away, like Hawk on the TV show. He had 3 clubs. But we were successful nonetheless. We didn't make playoffs as a team, but I did have girls make individual. But moving over to this new league now, we're going to be in the Alliance, which technically is the bottom league, but we are favored as to win league. So hopefully, we've been working hard this summer with Latina Golfers Association. The girls, we've been hitting the course. So hopefully we'll see more success there and again, see more championships on our banners. So thank you.
Thank you.
And here's Mrs. Liao.
Hi everyone, April Liao, Assistant Principal of Business and Activities. If you don't have any questions, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you all for your support. These are huge changes underway. The amount of work that went on behind the scenes, the timeline says 2024, but Adrian and I were he was begging me to get this started when he was my AD in 2020 during COVID. COVID was not the right time to do it, but it was maybe serendipitous, right, that it happened now when we have these new facilities and a new era. You know, I'm Blue Pride all the way, second generation. My kids are third generation, all athletes. Super proud of this. They're a little jealous, right, of the facilities that maybe they didn't get, or the opportunities that maybe are a little bit more reachable than what they had. But we're super excited for the future of El Rancho High School and our athletic programs. And I wanted to thank you for trusting us, because this is a huge change. So your trust, your support, my job is to get our teachers, our students, our coaches exactly what they need, and you guys allow me to do that. So I wanted to say thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Leal. I will bring it back to the board for comments or questions. Start with Mr. Contreras.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, and I do support, and I do like the way this new MAC-12 league is looking for our school. I believe it's going to be not only translated onto the field, but also translated onto the classroom, because when you win on the field, you win in the classroom. So I know we're in the early stages, but I would love to see in the future some type of correlated success rates as far as to how our students are doing. Being that now we're going to be seeing a lot more championships is what I'm hearing. How that translates into the classroom and how our students are winning, which we've already seen. We had 2 student athletes here that were absolute awesome role models, and I know that they kicked butt on the field, and what they did up in Sacramento, which I was a part of back in many years ago. We had the opportunity to do that as well, and I know it definitely translates into the classroom. So I'd be interested in the future if we can somewhat follow that or have some type of correlation in the future for that. Is there any new sports that were introduced to us as a high school from having these new schools? I know we were starting the girls flag football, obviously, but any other sports that?
At the moment, there wasn't another sport added. There wasn't another sport added because we're actually one of the schools in the new conference that has that offers more sports than the other schools. So when you click through our link, there are some sports where not every school in the conference offers that sport. So for example, like aquatics comes to mind. In that sport, 6 of the schools offer it, so they'll compete as one league of 6 versus having the 2 leagues of 6, where other sports, you know, all 12 schools are fielding that particular sport.
Have our coaches experienced any type of challenges that have been met with this new league that are not been met with this new league? Is there any new challenges that they maybe didn't think of, or any positive challenges that may have come out of this new league?
I think right now it's a little bit early because we haven't started our actual league competitions. Our fall sports are just starting, so everybody's in their non-league portion of their calendars. But we'll know very soon because we'll start our league competitions halfway through September. I'm sure that there's going to be some adjustments, getting familiar with like a calendar, right, a new rotation of teams. And then this is also going to ask our coaches and our ADs to work together across a bigger pool of people, right? With Del Rio League, we were very familiar with oftentimes the coaches that we had been coaching against for years. And this is going to introduce like a new set of characters, right? So for sure we foresee some changes coming.
And I know that our parents were used to the old Del Rio League, right? As far as being so close and having our schools so close. And now these ones may be a little bit more distance, farther. As far as transportation is concerned, buses have been taken care of. I know we had a couple issues in the past in relation to having our kids transported to the schools on visiting games. And I know that some of these schools are a bit more farther, and going into those areas, the traffic is a little bit harder to navigate around. Have any of those issues been?
Yes, our best way to plan for that is just to plan ahead. So that's why this last school year we were working diligently to come up with our calendars, right? So for fall and winter, we had those done almost 6 to 7 months out. And so we've ordered buses and transportation, and we've noticed the further away that we've gotten from COVID, the easier it's gotten. But that also falls on us in like planning ahead, sending in those requests early and often. And the way that this new conference is aligning and some of the scheduling that we've done, we have instances where, let's say in the fall, like girls volleyball, girls flag, and girls tennis will be playing like the same team, right? So we're able to like double up on transportation, and the opposite is like when those schools are visiting us, it's like one less worry that we have. So we were diligent with the calendar, and we kept those things in mind.
So I'm looking forward to some good competition. Obviously, more CIF wins.
Just to add
yes.
a little bit on that, when we were looking at and we were talking as administrators and ADs with the others, members of the conference, one of the things that came up is that we're all in the same boat, right? It's unlike where we were before, where we were kind of the outsiders. In this scenario, we're all in the same boat when it comes down to transportation, when it comes down to declining enrollment, when it comes down to, we're all kind of leveled out. And looking at distances, looking at transportation, that was part of the conversation. We were kind of scheduling games and looking at how things were gonna be set up, because we wanna make sure that as a conference, we all facilitated the same needs that not just our schools have, but the districts have as well. So we considered all of that. And when we were looking at distance-wise, in most of our games, Arroyo High School is the furthest we're gonna go, which is about the same distance as going to Lucerna, which is the furthest we were going at Del Rio League. So it's very comparable when it comes down to some of the distances that we're gonna be traveling.
Thank you.
And sorry, and now you got me rolling, but it's one of those concerns with the other schools. The process for us coming up with like calendars, right, and maybe new start times for games were based on those concerns, where all of the schools were able to share like, hey, we struggle with buses at 2:30 or at 2 o'clock or on these days. So we try to mitigate as many of those things, and that's kind of been our response when we're talking to coaches and they're saying like, hey, our games used to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why are they on Wednesdays and Fridays now, right? Or they used to start at 3:15, and then a couple of years ago, our bell schedule changed, so we made that shift to 3:30. And with this new conference, a lot of times we're gonna start at 3:45, again, because of those transportation concerns. But even with that, it also gives more time for parents to come, so we're also excited about these changes.
I'm really excited, especially because our fields do come with the lights, right? We can have some
Yeah.
Friday night lights and both of our softball and baseball fields, which I totally love. And I'm just very excited to see what this new league brings out. So thank you very much for the presentation. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Trustee Contreras. Trustee Mejia?
Thank you for the presentation. It's exciting times, right? Definitely leveling the playing field, but at the same time creating opportunities and still having rigor. You're still going to be seeing some old nemesis.
Yes.
So it's amazing. I'm really excited for the students. The schedules I think is the only question I have. They're all posted on the website, so it's easy for the parents to see. Community members as well, because you have a lot of people out there. People are asking me, where can I get a T-shirt from El Rancho High School? So I'm hoping maybe something can be added so that if teams are having a sale, alumni can support because they're following you. So really excited. Thank you for the presentation.
For the calendars, the calendar that's linked onto this presentation is the outfacing official calendar for the MAC-12. So there's a website and all of our information on those tabs. You can see the league configurations, and then you can see the fall schedule, the winter schedule, and the spring schedule. Those are not the complete schedules for every team, right? But it is the complete conference schedule. In terms of our individual calendars for each particular sport, those are on the Dawn page. We post them on Instagram. Again, on the Dawn page, you can click either by sport and you see every game for each particular sport, or you can also click a calendar that has all the events happening at El Rancho, if that's kind of more your vibe. So all of that information is out there.
Excellent, thank you. And again, just looking forward to attending the games and supporting the teams. Thanks again.
Thank you, Trustee Mejia. Trustee Saavedra?
I just want to say thank you to you guys, because every time we hit CIF, you'll find me Googling, now what happens? So I'm glad there's better people than me that understand exactly the workings and all the work that you guys did to get this going. I love the unintended opportunities that are coming up with because now that you're working with similar schools, they understand your situation and the scheduling and the buses, and they face all these issues that you do. I'm excited to be a fan again. I'm excited for the games that are coming up. I'm a calendar person. I have stuff booked in my calendar like 2 years from now. So I love this, that I could say, hey, guess what? I canceled my dinner plans. Let me see if one of the teams is playing and just show up, right? So I just want to say thank you for all the work that you guys did with this, and excited for the next game. And we got to beat Bell Gardens when we play them, okay?
And on that note, too, Ms. Saavedra, even though a lot of these schools, we do share a lot of similarities with them, over this last year, Mr. Goynaga and myself, we were able to attend a lot of these different schools because we rotated where we had the meetings. And it was exciting, too, for them to kind of showcase they've had facility upgrades as well. So I'm very excited that our students are not only going to have great facilities at home, but some of these schools that we're going to, they're going to have awesome facilities to play at. I know that there was some hesitation from some of these schools at first. They thought like we were going to come in and try to punk people or all that kind of stuff. And it's just been a really collaborative and great effort. So we're excited about that.
Thank you, Trustee Saavedra. Trustee Perez?
So I come from the band, so thank you for educating me on the CIF, because I'm like, I have no idea how it works. So thank you. I am glad the equity piece, like you said, I think that's going to throw us help a lot. I was going to do it in next board agenda item, but I'm like, instead of going, I'm just going to ask you directly. Do you know if CIF is at all considering esports as a future sport, and if we're interested or looking into in the future?
Yeah, they are a CIF sport, and I think we're
So
working.
it's official, they did make it, okay.
So
And
we're
are
working on
we-
that,
okay.
and once we get our program up and running,
Okay.
we'll be. I think I need to educate myself a little bit on their seasons. I want to say that they have 2 seasons of competition, a fall and spring.
Okay.
And the great thing about CIF is they're very motivated to include more schools when they're launching a new sport. So it's my job to facilitate that, and we'll make that happen.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
My second question, and I don't remember, but in band, right, we compete against, when you were talking about the sports, I'm like, I wasn't in sports, but I remember in band, we compete against schools that had better instruments, and they had instruments we didn't have, and so the equity issue kind of came about. Do you know if anything similar is going to happen with the way that the band, who they compete with, I know it's on a CEF,
Yeah.
but are they, whatever, I don't know, tournament that does, are they looking into that at all?
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I don't remember how they compete either.
So the band, they choose, yes. So our band, although they support all of our sports, they do choose their own tournaments, competitions and showcases. So they go ahead and choose whatever they feel like they're going to either compete well in or help them grow.
So it differs every year kind of thing? Or
It can. They do have their favorite competitions and showcases to go
Yeah.
to, but they're always pushing to level up. So it could change from year to year, yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like a set. It's not a set opponent or. It's not like a league.
Right.
Okay, got it. And again, just echoing what Ms. Saavedra said, this is so much more helpful. Sometimes sometimes we get just dates, but at least this way we have it to see, okay, where is it? And
The visual,
Yeah,
yes,
thank you.
for
And
sure.
thank you for the coaches in the back for all the work. To hear that it's been even since prior to COVID, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Perez. Echoing a lot of the same comments, but I did want to thank you for leading on this and getting us to this moment of equity for our athletes. And to piggyback on something that Mr. Contreras said about academic success, I think we have a great opportunity also to build the confidence of our kids, and when you play on an equitable level, right? And not going in thinking, it's this team again, right? And that mindset, but no, we're here to compete. We know we can compete, and that just builds self-esteem. It builds the confidence, and it translates into a lot of things just for them personally and their personal growth. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you, coaches, for sharing your perspective on how we got here as well, and the journey to get here, right? You guys powered through many seasons of ups and downs, but we still competed at a high level a lot of times. And I'm glad we're still testing ourselves against, the tough talent during the preseason. So I think it's just a great opportunity for our district to thrive in the sports. And you know we do our best to support as a board, to be there, to be present, to cheer on our team. So you'll continue to have our support, yeah. So thank you. Thank you for the presentation.
President, if I have one more comment.
Yes, Trustee Contreras?
Dr. Gunn, I do have one comment in regards to the esports. I would encourage you to, and if you haven't yet, go and visit Burke. Their esports room is just amazing what they've done over there. I believe it's Mr. Mack over there. I forget his name, but I believe it's Mr. Mack. Yes. Amazing. They didn't want to tell me how the room was until I walked in there, and my mouth just dropped. So I would encourage, because our middle schools are already on top of it. We need something at the high school to continue, because if not, we're going to be losing our kids from middle school. As you know, esports is $1 billion industry, and we need to have something that's even better than what Burke has over there, so that they can come and know, hey, I'm going to El Rancho. There's no other school for me. It's up. It's ready. Yeah, Steam's up and ready. I saw it last week, and it's amazing. Yeah. Right. I would encourage you to mimic what they have going on over there. It's amazing. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Trustee Contreras. Thank you very much once again. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 13, discussion. 13A, receive for first reading revised board policy and administrative regulation 5113.1, chronic absence and truancy. Are there any board comments regarding this first reading of the board policy?
Yeah, one comment, sorry. Just regarding the trauma-informed, I know that this is for staff, but I just want to suggest, and hopefully we could do something for parents as well. There's a lot of free training for parents, community members. I think that that's something I'm hoping that we could offer at some point.
Thank you, Trustee Mejia. Any other comments, board members? Okay, thank you. Moving on, item 14, comments and reports by superintendent and cabinet.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the 26-27 school year. We had a wonderful welcome back breakfast. It was great to see everyone. You don't realize how much you miss them until you're in summer and it's kind of quiet, and then you say, oh my gosh, everybody's back. That's awesome. So welcome back, everyone. It was a nice event. We had a lot of positive energy and excitement to begin the school year, so I hope that continues through the rest of the school year. I do want to formally thank Congresswoman Linda Sanchez for joining us and for her continued support to El Rancho Unified School District. That doesn't happen, as I said before, it doesn't happen in all school districts, so thank you to Congresswoman Sanchez for being there and supporting us, and of course to our city council members for their partnership and support. I also want to mention that our graduate banners are up. So you can see them all. We had a little bit of an interruption because we had something called the World Cup, and so there were other events and banners that were up for the city, so it took us a little bit longer this year, but they're up and they're beautiful, and I love to see all of the wonderful faces of our graduating seniors from last school year. I also want to congratulate Food Services Director Billy Saavedra and Assistant Director Margaret Renteria and our entire Food Services team for being selected as the Spotlight Partner School District for No Kid Hungry. It includes a $15,000 grant, a media spotlight featuring our students, staff, and families, so they'll come out here. I think big news channels that are going to come out here and interview our students and staff, and an opportunity to share the El Rancho story and what we represent here. So I'm excited for that we're still planning all that, and we'll keep you posted on that. We're very proud of the recognition. And then finally, I want to thank our staff, students, and families for their patience and flexibility as we work through the transition from Clever to ClassLink. We appreciate everyone's understanding. It was a little bit of a bump, as transitions usually, that it comes with transitions. I'm hoping that we've satisfied most of the issues, think we still have a few things here and there, but I think in the most part, people have transitioned to class length. So thank you very much. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. Moving on to item 15, Board of Education announcements and acknowledgements. Trustee Perez.
Just echoing what Ms. Soto Delgado said, welcome back. I know it's when she said that, I was like, oh my God, we're back. Like, it's crazy that it just flew. 2026, exciting year. The kids, I wasn't able to be there for the welcome back, but I've seen just some of the dropouts, especially with my nephew. Just the kids are so excited to be back, and the teachers are just excited, nerve-wracking and stuff. So just thank you for just also the schools for, you know, the systems that they put in place so that it's a successful week. I did see the graduation banner, so it's just great to, you know, to highlight. My husband's like, oh, they went here, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, that's our ranch. So just driving through the city, seeing where our kids are going, what they're, I hope, you know, one day maybe what they're pursuing, but it's just great to see. This is our product, right? This is what our system does. These are the best of the best, and this is what they're gonna go do. I'll keep it short. Just, I know I've talked about this before, but I want to just reiterate the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. They give free bilingual books from 0 to 5. It is a partnership. It is, you know, a funding commitment that we would have to do with someone in our Congress office that I hope we can bring back to board in the future. I think I've already requested it as a next board agenda item. Just, it's great for literacy for kids. I'm big about math, but I know literacy is huge. And it just, you know, we serve all kids. So I think it's a great benefit for our kids. And the last thing, just point of privilege, it was my baby's first birthday yesterday. So we finally survived. We're like a year or two away from being a Rancho parent. So I'm excited. And just have a great first couple weeks, and I'll see you back. And that's it.
Thank you, Trustee Perez. Trustee Saavedra.
Good evening, everyone. I'll keep it short. I don't have much. I wish I could have attended the breakfast. I was traveling, and I saw the pictures, and I definitely had FOMO, right? Like, I wish I would have been there doing the wave with you guys. It looked like so much fun. I attended National Night Out. That was really nice. The backpack giveaway, and the Street Fest. I want to say thank you to everybody that was helping out from the district at the Street Fest. I think I might have been able to snatch a couple kids from neighboring districts, so there you go. Like I said, I didn't get to make it to the NPR or to the breakfast, but I was here the next day, and I went to Chalk the Walk for Rivera and Bernie, and so excited. The parents were so excited. The little brothers and little sisters that tagged along to help. It's always so nice and refreshing to visit. So I just wish everybody a great year back, and I'm happy to see you guys again. That is all.
Thank you, Trustee Saavedra. Trustee Mejia.
Thank you. I just want to share that I, too, attended National Night Out, and I just want to recognize the boys' basketball team. They attended with their coach, so shout out to Coach Abraham for taking his whole team there. Also want to express my gratitude to Assemblymember Calderon for the free backpacks. That was great. It was very nice that City Council invited us up on the stage because it shows community, right? And just want to thank Dora, our superintendent, for having a booth there. Again, you're showing community when you're there. Great night. Wanted to report that I did meet with Mr. Hernandez from Family, Community, and Me. I wasn't able to attend his kickoff because I was ill, but he filled me in on what his vision is, and I'm very thankful that we have community partners, families that want to give back and help our students. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. I attended the Sister City dinner at the sports arena. I met the president of Puerto Vallarta, the Sister City, and what I really appreciated about it was that it was at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena, right? And I was able to see horses, and they were, you know, doing the little run. So again, you know, when we talk about tradition, pride, that's part of our culture. So I was really excited about that. attended the welcome back breakfast again. I think the highlight for me was the students, their speeches. They just inspire, I think, everyone. And where's Julissa left? She left already. Darn. She did an excellent video. Dora, you did a great job as well with the voiceover. I really love the rooted in tradition, fueled by pride, striving for excellence. I love it. After the welcome back breakfast, when I'm coming back from work, I did have the opportunity to attend Salazar's welcome back barbecue. Really excited to see that they have joined a sports league with the model continuation schools, and they're going to have flag football, softball, and volleyball. So excited for the students, again, for opportunities for them. And I did try to recruit some parents to do school site council and DAC-DLAC. So hopefully they take the challenge and join that. I wanted to report on Tri-Cities ROP at our last board meeting. We approved, we formally approved the MOU for the 26-27 pass-through funding for both districts. The 3 new courses were formally approved by the board, the veterinary assistant 1 and 2, and mental health careers. We did a first reading on proposed new board policy 1155 and administrative regulation 2020, providing for the addition of 2 non-voting business and industry advisor members to serve on the Tri-Cities ROP governing board. And then I also want to acknowledge and thank ASB for the new t-shirt that was provided to us. I wear all of them with pride, especially to our sporting events. And let's see, lastly, I just want to say that I'm looking forward to attending Rising Dawn Night and all of the welcome back nights at all the schools. And I wish everyone a very successful, safe new academic year. I'm excited, and thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Trustee Mejia. Trustee Contreras?
Thank you, President LaFarga. I also attended the welcome back breakfast, which was awesome. So thank you to Superintendent Soto Delgado and the supporting staff. The event was just awesome. It was just a different feel this year. It was a much different feel of good positive energy, and a lot of expected success throughout the entire district. So thank you for making it a great success. I would like to also thank Senator Bob Archuleta that was there, our Congresswoman Linda Sanchez that was there in support. It really shows that we have built a district, a community with our city that has brought these big pushers, these big names that fight for us out there, not only at the state level but also at Washington D.C. that are fighting to get those monies back to our city in Pico Rivera, and that's through the relationships that we've built with them. So thank you very much for extending the invitation. I would like to thank the city council that showed up in support also that day. For me, the highlight was also the student speakers. They just killed it, especially the one, I forget her name, from elementary, from McGee, I believe, right? She was McGee, go McGee. Yes, correct. She lives right around the corner from me. She did an awesome job, and it just goes to show the production class at McGee. The 2 speakers from Rivera were also on the production class, and again, just something else that I wish, or I hope, and I know that our high school is working on getting up and running. That production class brings out the best of those students. It doesn't give them, they weren't shy going up there. They were very confident. They were very assured of themselves, and everybody just had their eyes on them, and they were just amazed. I believe they both got standing ovations, so it was really great. Thank you to the board members that were there that day also and took time to attend. As I mentioned before, Dr. Kimes at Burke, I would like to, special kudos to her. I went to go visit after the event, her class, her school, my old school, and the esports room is just amazing. I loved it, and I know that great success is going to come out of that. The National Night Out, I also was there. I attended. I would like to thank all of the law enforcement that supports us, as we had our law enforcement officer here today. I would like to thank, again, the district for having a booth there. It really shows that we are part of the community and we are in support of our law enforcement. And I would also like to thank our Assemblywoman Lisa Calderon for sponsoring the backpack giveaway that night. The board members that were there helped in passing out backpacks to the students. We had a great moment there. Again, and a couple of words with our assembly member, our assemblywoman being there in support of our district and seeing what we need. You know, she's like very supportive of us. What do you need? Let me know. Here's my number. Please contact me, whatever you should need. Those are the type of relationships that I've worked so hard for in building those bonds with. So it was a very great event. I'd like to thank Mayor Gustavo Camacho for putting the event together, and obviously the supporting city staff that helped to do that. The Sister City, I also attended the luncheon, which again, our Mayor Gustavo Camacho held and welcomed the Mayor of Puerto Vallarta, Mr. Luis Ernesto Muniga Gonzalez, to our city. We toured several businesses and the WRD, the Water Replenishment Center, to exchange ideas and partnerships that would bring jobs to our city, and in turn, those jobs create taxes for our city and our community, just to make our community a better place to be in. So I know a couple of people have asked, like, why are we doing so many sister cities? This is the why. We're trying to bring business and we're trying to bring money into our community. We also discussed how they were also in the process of remodeling 18 schools in their area back in Mexico, and the challenges that come from that enormous task. I mentioned how our schools were interested in our culture through music, song, and dance, and all the programs we had in our district in relation to that, and how we discussed the possibility of hosting a joint event in the future. And again, I'd like to thank our Mayor Gustavo Camacho for putting this event together. Last but not least, we do have our summer concerts this Friday, which we are headlining the Dons of Distinction, which are alumni from the 60s, 70s, and I don't know if there's any from the 80s, definitely 60s and 70s. They're an awesome band. They're a very supportive band. I just found out, to date, they have contributed over $80,000 to our band program, which I have supported fully from the beginning. I believe Mr. John Rush is doing an amazing job there. So I would like to thank Mr. Francano for the efforts that he's doing. I invite all of you to be there tonight, this Friday, at the concert, which is also has the main headliner as Expose, which many of you know. We have an El Rancho alumni there from the 80s as well, Miss Jeanette Jurado. What year did she graduate in? Do you remember? 82-ish? She's from the 80s, yes. But nonetheless, she will be singing together with the Dons of Distinction first. So another El Rancho alumni. So how great. The city is hosting an event with a bunch of El Rancho alumni. I was somewhat instrumental in helping to put all that together and getting all the red tape done. But nonetheless, it's just something that I appreciate, especially Mr. Francano for 83, there you go. Mr. Francano for all of the efforts that he does, and he does it out of the goodness of his heart. The effort, the time, as we know with the band, there's many hours that we don't see of them coordinating, getting together, practicing to make this band what it is. And if you guys have not heard them, they are amazing. And then with the addition of Miss Jeanette to the band as with vocals, it's going to be something. So I invite all of you guys to be out there this Friday night. And then last but not least, good luck to all the teams as they kick off the season. I'm looking forward to our new league and to our teams being successful this year. So go Dons. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Contreras. For myself, a lot of the same events, but first want to say by starting to welcome back to our 26-27 school year. The kickoff breakfast was awesome, inspiring. The student speakers were indeed motivating, but I think I just felt the energy of our district staff coming back and ready. As you know, it's just when people are talking together and connecting, I think it's just it's a great testament to what we're trying to build here in terms of culture. So was really happy with that. Thank you, Superintendent, for putting on the video, but also your words. I know they made you a little emotional. So I think coming from the heart is what we need and what we do here at El Rancho. So very much appreciated. Yes, thank you to Congresswoman Sanchez for being there, and our city council as well for their support. I also attended the in-service for Tri-Cities ROP for a brief amount of time and got to connect with some of our own instructors in the district. And that was just great to just kind of see how they're doing, and they're super excited to start this year as well. Just a great event, and staying connected. And they did give me an opportunity to address the instructors, and so I really appreciate that opportunity as well. Have attended a few city events, including National Night Out. I attended the reception along with my colleagues for the Mayor of Puerto Vallarta at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena. Attended the Street Fest. I mentioned National Night Out. Also the Ultimate. I know we were invited to the Ultimate grand opening clinic on Washington and Passons, and that was just great to see. Their approach is primarily women's health, and I know some of us got a tour, and it's a wonderful clinic. So I hope, you know, when we can, to refer our families that need medical attention to, if it makes sense, to that clinic as well. But Ultimate is certainly expanding their footprint. I do want to thank the city and Mayor Camacho, because every time we get invited to an event, they make it a point to put us on stage with them, and in some cases an opportunity to speak and address our community as well. So I think that's what we're striving for, to continue our work together as one city, one district, and one community. So I really want to thank them for that. I'm looking forward to our back to school night events as they come up really quick. Next week I think they start, or the following week. We're already there, right? But just want to wish everyone a successful 26-27 school year. And last but not least, I do have a point of personal privilege as well. I have a birthday in my family. My youngest daughter, Alina, turns 15 today. So I told her I was going to do this. She's probably listening and saying, I told you not to do that. I wish she was here, because she didn't want to come with her older sister earlier. I would have put her on the spot and saying happy birthday to her. But anyway, wishing her lots of love. She didn't want a quinceañera, so that saves us a lot of money. But you know, we'll pamper her in other ways on her 15th birthday. So thank you for indulging me with that. All right, and that concludes my report. Moving on to our consent agenda. Are there any items that would like to be pulled for our consent agenda? Trustee Perez. 16D1. Okay. Hearing no other items to be pulled, can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda minus 16D1?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. Item 16D1, may I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a second, and thank you. Discussion?
I just, so in the contract, I mentioned that they monitor student, sorry, I don't know who I'm asking, is it Giselle? Sorry. That they monitor student progress. How are they doing that? How are they monitoring, like, if the program's working, if the services?
They collaborate with the teachers and get their feedback, as they do assessments for the students of pre-post, but they also collaborate with the teachers to see how they're doing in the classroom with them. So although they might be succeeding in the program, we also want to see that carry over in the classroom.
So they do get a diagnostic, and then at the end of the year, they get like a post. Do we have
But
that
the
data?
the groups change depending on the students, and they're a small group of students. So I know that information was requested, and we're working with Think Together to get that information at a board update.
Yeah, 'cause just that would be helpful in terms of, because this is a renewal, right? We've already.
Correct.
Yeah, so if in the future, if we can get that information ahead of time to know, is this program working? Is it, you know, are they actually, not that directly increasing test scores, because you can't say that, attribute that, but if they're doing a pre-diagnostic and a post, that's easy data we can access. So just in the future, we can access that before we renew the contract. That was all.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Thank you. We'll take it to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. Item 17, new business action items. 17A, Superintendent's Office. Approve, ratify the services agreement between the El Rancho Unified School District and the County of Los Angeles for School Resource Deputy Program. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy to see that we have this on the agenda. I'm glad that he attended today and that he was at the National Night Out as well. Just wondering if the PBIS information, is that shared with the deputy as well? Like the expectations or anything like that? Just community policing?
Yeah, and in the past, because our school police department is heavily involved with student support services, and we do more community policing than, negative consequences per se. With the sheriff's department, it's a little bit more difficult in terms of training to get that time, especially now. I know that the county is very involved in the hours and how we use those hours for them. But absolutely, if we have that time, we can include the officer just to let them know what our culture and what the climate is within El Rancho Unified.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Any other comments or questions? Yes, I was glad he was here today as well to be introduced to our community. We'll take it to a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. Chief, we passed our deputy. He's officially, yeah, you're good to go. Thank you. Good timing. Item 17.2, adopt resolution number 3, 2026-2027 in recognition of National Hispanic Heritage Month. May I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion, Superintendent?
Yes, this evening we ask the board to consider and approve a resolution on National Hispanic Heritage Month. This resolution celebrates the rich history, culture, and contributions of the Latino community and recognizes the important role these contributions have played in shaping our nation and our local community. It also reflects our commitment to ensuring that our students understand and appreciate the diverse cultures and shared history that make up our community. National Hispanic Heritage Month will be recognized from September 15th through October 15th, 2026. Given that 97.2% of our students identify as Hispanic, this is a meaningful recognition for the El Rancho Unified School District community. We are proud to recognize and celebrate the heritage, achievements, and contributions of our students, families, staff, and community.
Thank you, Superintendent. Any additional comments? Thank you. We'll take it to a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes, nays? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion passes. Item 18, recommendations for future agenda items. Trustees? Trustee Saavedra?
Can we get follow-up on the restroom situation for the Mod Severe class?
A second. You're welcome. Trustee Perez?
Just information and a board update on if Salazar Esports can somehow qualify for CIF or something related or not. Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Trustee Bahia?
Yes, thank you. Information item for the weekly update. Wanted to see the status of the special education educator recruitment work group that was supposed to be meeting per MOU that we have with ERFT.
Second.
Do I need, yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Are we good? The second one is the status, information item, status on the marquee at Salazar High School.
Second.
Thank you. And the third one is related to, again, Ruben Salazar High School. Just, it was pretty hot in there when they had their barbecue, so just want to see status of any fans. Yeah.
Second.
Thank you so much. And then just the last one is a discussion item that I'm requesting. So there's another sister city, and I'm wondering if we can do like a pen pal exchange with South Ranchito and the students from the sister cities. So a discussion item.
I'll second. Thank you, Trustee Mejia. Trustee Contreras?
I'm sorry, there was some conversation. Good?
Trustee Contreras?
Yes, I have one. I just want to get an informational item on looking into getting a crossing guard or a admin out in front of the high school during the first half hour of the release of class, which would be about 3:20 to 3:45-ish. I know it's not a half an hour, but because of in lieu of what's recently happened and also what has happened in the past, we tend to have a lot of kids either getting hit, close calls, or car accidents in front of our school. And I fear now that until the city, and I know the city's working on getting a crosswalk right there in the front where all of our students get released, but that will not come, from what I'm understanding, until the end of the year at the soonest. And I know that in the past we've asked for crosswalk, what do you call them, volunteers from the city. And they've been made available. So I'd like to see about the possibility of getting in touch with somebody from the city, of getting somebody that can help us within that first half hour in front of the high school.
I'll second. And for me, I just want to build on Trustee Mejia's comment about maybe a pen pal program, but if there's an opportunity when we talk about sister cities for Pico Rivera, we can explore educational exchanges. To just take it a little deeper in terms of opportunity for our students.
May I, do I have direction to look into, as we discussed, the possibility of our students also traveling for those exchange opportunities, to start looking with, working with our legal counsel?
That would be a
Yes.
future discussion item that would need to be agendized, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Legal counsel. I don't think we should be getting direction right now. It's not on the agenda.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if she was relating it to
My comment?
to the request from Mr. LaForga. And she was just, I think, expanding on that.
I think she was expanding on the comment for
No, it's just because I took it as direction, like consensus from the board, and it should be
Oh.
on the agenda item so we can have that. I did request it as a discussion item, but I
I just
understand
built-
yours
yeah,
to
yeah.
build upon it. So
Yeah.
a discussion item so we can come back and then.
So
give direction.
we'll table it for a discussion item, but just more investigation. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for the second. Any additional?
Can I build on top of that one? Because it was, I did mention it on my comments earlier before, that we did have some of those discussions there. So if you need a point of contact, I can get that for you.
Thank you, Trustee Contreras. Okay. We will reconvene to closed session, and in this case, just with the board and our superintendent. So the rest of you have a nice evening if we don't see you when we come out. But thank you very much.